Hey, what's up, you guys? This week's video, it's gonna be raw. No cooking. The only destination I have is I saw a mountain in the distance. I'm trying to get to it and climb it. And I don't know, I'm in kind of the middle of nowhere. Kind of in the middle of nowhere. Oh, water. It's super dry out, but there's some water there. That's cool. I'm in an area about 2 hours from home. I think I've been over in this general area one time, and I'm kind of in a valley between all kinds of mountains, and there's some oak, but predominantly juniper trees, some pinyon pines. Kind of more of the shorter, scruffy desert type stuff. This is high desert forest here. Just crested over a little hill there. It's like I'm changing elevations. I was down kind of in the low where all the washes are. Now I'm kind of stepped up to the next level, trying to climb my way over to some mountains here in the distance. It looks like we're heading back down. So I just keep following this trail down here, and I came across this like crazy apocalyptic landscape. It's obviously been a fire that has come through here in the last couple of years, but there's all these really cool rocks. Like, they're crazy. They're so like full of, I don't know what they call that. I don't know if that's lichen or whatever. It almost looks like they're graffitied, the rocks, but they're not. We're out in the middle of nowhere. I want to show you this section through here. It looks, like I said, it looks kind of apocalyptic, like something you'd see in a movie. Check this out. I had to take a rest stop here, man. Look at this. Can you tell? Like, does that not look apocalyptic? Like something came through and civilization as we know it is gone. It's pretty wild. I love the rocks around here. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but through the trees there's a big rock cliff up there, and there's a big boulder over here. Some really neat stuff back in here. I don't know where this goes, but I've been following it for a while. I'm like way into an area that I'm not familiar with, like really, really deep. A few mountains from a main dirt road, and that main dirt road I took for 45 45 miles or so until that hits pavement. So yeah, I'm pretty far back in here in the Lexus today. Didn't bring, I mean, I have my regular bag with, I have some snacks. And then my regular bag has like Mountain House meals in case you got to spend the night somewhere for a couple nights. But I didn't bring any food out today to cook. Didn't bring the fire pit. Actually, today was a strange day. Well, this whole weekend. Today's actually a Saturday. So yesterday I had plans to go take the Jeep out. So the Jeep's actually been in for some service. I had one of my air lockers let go. It's the actuator, the air actuator that engages the locker let go. And what it did was it allowed differential fluid to work its way up the airline all the way to my compressor, which is under my hood. And then when the solenoids went to relieve air, like when you shut it off, it squirted oil onto my hood and it got in the engine bay. Some of it got out on the fender. So it was kind of a pain in the butt. Plus my rear gears were making some humming noise. So I basically had both differentials addressed. And because they're so busy over there, this wasn't something I was going to do on my own. I didn't feel like taking apart differentials. Because they were so busy, my Jeep was basically over there for 3 weeks, even though it was only like a 2-day, 1.5 day job. It was over there for like 3 weeks. So after 3 weeks, I got my Jeep back and I was so excited. Oh, and while they were there, the lower ball joints were loose. Not loose, but wearing. There's not that many miles on it, but that's a whole nother story. So I went and got it like on Tuesday of this week. And so Friday, which is yesterday, I was going to go out. I loaded up my camera bags. I loaded up my food bag, loaded up all my stuff. The Jeep's in the garage. And as I'm walking around, I look underneath and I see this pretty good sized puddle of fluid right by the driver's front tire. So I went down there and I put my finger in it, smelled it. You could instantly tell it was differential oil because differential oil stinks. I think I told you guys, if you're not familiar, most of the different lubricants on these vehicles have a certain smell to them. Like you can tell what brake fluid is. It's stinky. You can tell by smell and by look of like power steering fluid, differential fluid, engine oil. It takes obviously a little bit of practice, but you can tell. So I could immediately diagnose. I ran my hand up to the knuckle where my front axle is, and in order to do what they did, they had to pull the axles out to get the differential out to change that air seal. Cheap little part, but you got to basically pull an axle apart. Well, when they put it back in, something happened to the axle seal, which is right out kind of on the edge of where the wheel bolts on, right behind your brake caliper. So it's leaking. So now they got to pull it all back apart to change a $28 seal. So to make a long story super long as usual, I just can't stop talking. I went over there, I spent a while there because I hang out with those guys, they're friends, hang out with those dudes, just looking at all the different Jeeps. There are a lot of Toyotas over there, a lot of cool stuff to look at, while you're there. It's a off-road, shop. Then I came home and I'm going to be honest. I know I always say that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was feeling a little bit sorry for myself. You guys, and when I do that, I always like to acknowledge that fact. It's not like, look, no one's perfect. You might see people either on TV or on YouTube or, even people in your community or your family or your friends. You may look at people and look up to them and think, wow, man, I wish I was like them. Everything's always perfect. They never lose their cool. I'm here to tell you that's not true. No one's perfect. Everybody loses their cool. Everybody gets frustrated and down on themselves, but it's how you bounce back from it, right? So I was feeling a little bit sorry for myself. All the things I talked about, the YouTube stuff, all my YouTube stuff, my vehicles costing me money that I don't really have to, you don't really have money to throw at stuff when it should be still working good. So, I didn't do anything yesterday. basically burnt through the whole day. Just came back, sat around. Actually, I played outside in the backyard with my dog for a while, a couple hours, and that was cool, kind of relaxing. So this morning I said, you know what? No plans. I'm not planning anything. I'm not taking any food. I just jumped in the Lexus today and took off. I didn't even know where I was going. I stopped and got gas. I'm like, okay, do I go this way? Do I go this way? Do I go this way out of the gas station? So I went north. And then I went west and then northwest. And 2 hours later, here I am in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know where this is at. Man, look how cool these rocks are here. This is so awesome. I don't know what it is. You guys big fans of like rocks? That was weird. Are you a big fan of rocks? I mean, like rocks, they're just cool. There's a fence out here in the middle of nowhere. Found a fence. Might be a lot of things out here like for cattle. See if it says anything. So it says 95A. I don't know what 95. Oh, 95A is probably a forest road number, like a national forest. I am up in some portion of a national forest here, I believe. That's a really good gate. Like, it's really tight. A lot of those gates like that are loosey-goosey, you know? That one's pretty tight. A bunch of manzanita right here. Manzanita here. It's that red. You can see the manzanitas are pretty cool. Oh, over the. You know what? There is a. Oh. Does that look? Tell me if this looks like a waterfall. I was holding the camera up. I can't see over the manzanita bushes. I could just see what looked like a V-notch of really cool rocks. But look at all these big boulders back in here with all that green on it. It's really cool. Like I said, you got the Apocalyptic fire section on one side. On the other side, it's got manzanita, and there's some different types of pines, spruce. I saw some oak, juniper, pinyon. There's all kinds of different species, types of trees back in here. Oh yeah, this is definitely. Oh, right here. So here's the creek that runs through, and then it runs back. I can stand on top of this rock. How cool must that be when it's flowing? I bet you that is really cool when it's flowing. I think I'm gonna mark this or try and remember where this is at, because I tell you what, on a trip with a couple of vehicles, this would be an awesome place to come back in and camp, because it's pretty far back to here, and I'm not sure I want to continue going on. I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I didn't say anything, but there's some light looking rain clouds up there. Look at that. Look at those birds. Because of how dark they are and they're against the sun, I couldn't see, but they're either hawks or golden eagles. The wingspan is as big as my arms. Two of them right there. They're probably hunting me. They're like, hey, we could live off that dude for a month. It could be some rain clouds coming in, so probably won't go any farther in. Turn around. I got like an hour to get back out of here, but I'm gonna head back out. I made my way back out of that mountain valley over to this section here. Really, I wanted to show you guys another, like, I don't know what even, biome, right? We talk about biomes in video games, how each section is different, but there's so many different areas up here in northern Arizona, and this is just another example. You can see the difference in the trees, and this is like a, so it reminds me of like Central Oregon, you know, those deserts of Oregon where they've got the smaller trees, kind of ratty looking, and it's a real rocky kind of, I don't know, it's darker dirt. I don't know what kind of dirt it is. All different types of dirt up here, but you can kind of see in the background here. I've worked my way up this trail here from the base, and then off in the distance, if you can see the mountains that are just above the trees over there, I have to go on the other side of those mountains to get back to pavement. It's pretty far. That's the 40-mile stretch of road, but it's all dirt, but it's maintained. At least it seems it is. But yeah, you can see in the background there's some bigger mountains back there. That's where I'm going, on the other side of those. Well, you look at this area. You can see there's different types of trees. The ground is different. So I ended up with a little bit of redemption today, just getting out and enjoying driving, adventuring through areas where I'm not familiar with, and you're able to find out if this region is someplace you want to revisit. Definitely great off-roading, great camp spots. It's remnants of an old fire pit right here. This is just a little pull-off that I pulled off this It's like a little track, I don't know, goes uphill. But I talked earlier a little bit about, things kind of compounding and they just start to weigh on you and you're like, enough. So, yeah, like I said yesterday, I was just, being a crybaby about things, and I'm like, I don't want to do anything now. I don't want to do anything. So last night, just chilled. I just chilled out, really. Got up this morning, got up early, had some coffee, and said, you know what? Load up and go. Just go somewhere, wherever. No, I had no plans. I had no idea where I was going to go. This is where I ended up, and it was really fun. It was really fun. Really long kind of roads, dirt roads. Get off into tracks like this. Pretty fun. And the difference in the trees that are around here. What are these trees here? Can you guys identify these? There's a pelt. There's some kind of pelt on the ground right there. So that was either hunting or coyotes. Mountain lions up here too. There's enough. I showed you kind of, I know it's going to be hard to see with this camera, but in the distance over there, that's way too far away. But where I came from was back this direction. A lot of mountains, a lot of rocks, a lot of elevated areas. So there's good, decent population of mountain lion here, but a lot of coyotes. I was actually dodging coyote crap on the roads as I was going back in over there. You can tell the coyote crap. Looks like dog crap with berries in it. But obviously there's a pelt there. I don't know if that's from hunters or from a kill from animals. The natural selection that is the animal kingdom. So that's going to do it for me, you guys. I'm going to sign off here. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. Pretty neat clouds, though. In the distance where the sun is really hitting them are right up here. These are my favorite clouds. The real bright, white, puffy, they look like giant marshmallows. But I mean, some of this looks like it could be rain, but there's no moisture in the air. It's really dry. I mean, off this direction here, it could be something on my way home. But it doesn't look bad. And if it is a little rain, it'll wash off the old Lexus, right? Man, the black looks really good, but it gets dirty like that, and it really shows up. So that's going to do it for me, you guys. Today, like I said at the beginning, this is going to be a raw video. I really didn't have any intention on making a video. I just decided to turn on the camera and share with you guys where I was at, what I was doing. Just getting over a little bit of that feeling sorry for yourself business. I'm back in the game. Feel good. Had fun today. Had chili last night. I think that's what turned the corner for me, right? So we had some homemade chili last night about 4 o'clock. And right after I ate that, I'm like, I turned it around. I started thinking about just getting out today. What can I do different? Stuff like that. So food, which we know here on this channel, food can change the way you feel. And a good bowl of chili. It was nice and cool last night too. Like, it was a little breezy, so we opened up the windows and it was cool air. That, chili, a dog. What else do you need, right? Yeah, it was good stuff. Anyway, like I said, raw video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Who knows how it's going to come out, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching, you guys.